making these lovely origami stars. And they may look complicated, but they're actually quite simple. And you can, once you master it, you can make them in any size you like, from really little ones. This is not the smallest I've ever made, but it's the smallest I've made for this demonstration. And if you wanted to, you could take a big piece of paper, as long as it's thin enough to fold. I would recommend kind of 70 GSM, which is 70 grams per square meter. I'm going to be using this origami paper, but you could literally use any kind of paper you like. You could use music sheets, you could take books that you don't need anymore, you could take pages out of your favourite book. You can get all sorts of kind of thin paper, whatever you like really, as long as it's square. Okay, so what we need to do first of all is we need to take this square piece of paper and we need to make it into a pentagon. Okay, so I'm going to turn my sheet of paper over so the nice bit is on the bottom, but it doesn't really matter for this part. And what I'm going to do is create a nice line in the middle. So I'm going to fold this edge. So let's fold that. And then now what we're going to do is have this edge meet this edge to create a diagonal line going that way. So try and make it as neat as you can, but don't panic if you don't. It comes with practice. And then we're going to unfold it. And we're going to have this edge now meet the bottom. So we're going to create a diagonal fold this way. Make sure it's a nice crease and that you can see the middle point where the X marks. Okay, you can see it on that side. We're going to take this point over here and go right in the middle of that cross, that X. And I'm going to hold that with my fingers and I'm going to squish that down so it creates a straight line. I'm now going to take this edge here and line it up with this edge there. So make sure it's a sharp point at the end. And then just flatten that and create that crease. Now you're going to take this long edge and fold it against that edge that we've just created. Take your time, because the neater you get it, the neater your end shape will be. Okay, so we're now going to turn it over. I'm going to fold this edge so that it meets this edge. That's not, yes, that's right. Make sure all of my creases are nicely folded because we need those in a minute. And then this is where the origami purists might get a bit upset, is we're going to take a pair of scissors and we're going to cut along that line here. It's the top flap. And we're going to cut along that line, and suddenly our square, you don't have to be as pedantic as me, move that out of the way. Our square has now become a pentagon. Okay, so now we can shape our star, okay? And we're going to use these lines that we have already created. So what we're going to do first is take these 2 corner points, and so they meet up with those creases we've just made to create a straight bottom. So I'm going to lift that up so those corners meet that crease line, and then I'm going to crease all the way down the bottom, and I'm going to unfold that. I'm going to rotate it so that there's another flat side facing me, and I'm going to get those 2 points to meet the next 2 crease lines that are going diagonally from the center. You might find it helpful to lean over your project or your paper so that you can see where your corners are going. We're going to unfold and rotate, and we're going to repeat this until we've created a line and a crease on each side. Unfold, rotate. Okay, that should be, no it's not. I was going to say that should be the last one, but it's not. Last one. Okay, and we're going to unfold, and I'm not going to rotate. Now this is where it gets a little bit more fiddly. Okay, we're going to be dealing with these corner creases here, and we want them all to go in on themselves. Okay, so what I'm going to do is with these 2 fingers and my thumb, I'm going to squeeze that crease so that it faces outwards, which is a bit fiddly. So we've created a point. Okay, now what we want to do is, using the creases that we've just made over here, we want to flatten those, and so the point goes out to the left, and then I'm going to crease that. So what we've done when I unfold it is created a crease along here, and that will make it easier to fold the points in. So I'm going to rotate that, and this one is already facing outwards, so I'm going to use my fingers and my thumb to crease that and also push those straight lines inwards, and now I can make that crease. I'm going to unfold and rotate, hold on to that point, and then push the straight lines downwards so that my point is now facing to the left, and make that crease. Unfold, rotate, and crease. This one needs a little bit more help because it's facing the wrong way. So I'm going to flatten that and then flatten the straight lines. So it now should look something like this. Hopefully you can see all of the fold lines. So we're ready to form the first bit of our star. So I'm going to take hold of one of these corners, and I'm going to refold it how I folded it just now, but at the same time I'm going to try and fold in all of these corners at the same time. And because we've made our creases really well, it should flatten on its own. Let me show that again. And if you're having problems, you might want to slow down the video and watch it a few times. So with my fingers, I'm going to hold on to this corner over here, and I'm going to push it kind of clockwise, so that way to the right, whilst also pushing this bit here down with my finger. And at the same time, with my other hand, I'm going to force these corners to each poke to the left. And then it should, this one might need a little bit of coaxing, it should flatten out. And you've got the first part of the star. So it looks like that on the front and like that on the back. You have a smaller pentagon on the back. So now we're going to make our points a bit pointier to make it look more like a star. So what I'm going to do is take this point over here and move it into the center, creating a crease down here. So that goes all the way. We're basically halving the size of our point. So this point to the center, and then flatten it out, just making sure that you've got a nice point at the end, and then flatten that down. And like we've done all the way along, we're going to rotate and repeat the same thing. You may find it easy to hold it so you can see it better, or use the desk. Some people might find it easier with a bone folder or a ruler or the end of a pen that might help you get nice crease lines, but I don't really think it's that necessary. And you want to be quite gentle sometimes with the paper, you don't want to rip it. So that corner is going to the middle. And then this one is a little bit more complicated because it's hiding underneath that first one that we did. But you can just about see the small point, and we're going to kind of move that to the middle, find the point, and then use this edge to kind of help flatten it. Now you could leave it like that, because that is, oh, I haven't done that very well. Now you could leave it like that, but on the back we've got another pentagon that has appeared. And you could leave that like that if you wanted to. You could cover it in sparkly paper, or another use of scissors. I've got my small scissors, and I'm just going to cut the bottom of each of these triangles. I'm trying not to cut this edge, but I'm cutting the leaf underneath to create this little triangle. And I'm going to carefully go around my star, cutting these small triangle sections. That's why small scissors are really handy. And then once I've cut them, I'm just going to fold them back on themselves, and so they tuck in behind each of the points. And then we have it. That is your origami star. And now what you can do is you can take some thread, and you can take a needle and poke it through one of the points, and then you can hang it on your Christmas tree, or add it to a long bit of ribbon and have multiple in different colours, and you can create bunting. I hope that you found this helpful. And I hope that you have a lot of fun making your stars, because once you make one, you'll want to make more. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.